climate change and resilient component is an important part of the GASIP entire implementation strategy. That is why we are mainstreaming climate change activities into our value chain activities using our commercial business partners, our farmer-based organizations, and the farmers themselves, for them to understand the effect of climate change on their activities. As you can see us here today, we are gathered to brainstorm to understand the issues of climate change and its impact on the crops and the environment in which we grow the crops. We expect all of us to participate fully to ensure the success of this program. I use this opportunity to congratulate the climate change and adaptation team for the good work they have done, ensuring that there's enough capacity building, there's enough investment, there's enough demonstration centers, weather centers in all the communities to ensure that we are ready to implement climate change activities in our value chains. GASIP as a program has also done very well, moving from 10% implementation, which we came to meet in May 2010, to about 76% of the implementation of GASIP, ensuring that we have reached out to 52 commercial business partners, 1,200 farmer-based organizations, and over 60,000 farmers, giving them seeds, fertilizers, tractors, and other equipment that help them to do their farming effectively. We have also ensured that we have road construction, commercial infrastructure built into these value chains so that we can have a holistic agricultural development in the country, all dovetailing into the planting for food and jobs agenda of the government.
Well, I'm very happy to be part of this facilitation team to build a climate change champion for GASIP. Here we are talking about value chain drivers of GASIP. Actually, climate change is one of the priority action for the ministry. So following from the development of the National Climate Change Policy, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture has gone ahead to develop an action plan called Climate Smart Agriculture and Food Security Action Plan to facilitate the implementation of the climate change policy. So GASIP is providing this opportunity for value chain drivers so that they can also mainstream climate change activities into their interventions. So we expect that when they are back to their respective districts, they will be able to train others, share the knowledge that they will acquire from this workshop, and also implement these practices in their respective fields. By this, we will be able to contribute to addressing the climate change impact and also improve agriculture and food systems in the country.
For this workshop, I've really enjoyed the environment, the people, the accommodation, and most especially the presentation and lectures, so to speak, by the facilitators. And it's been educative. It's been quite novel for me because there were a lot of things concerning climate changes and farming practices that I didn't know. So it's been very informative and educative, and I have a lot, I've learned a lot, and I have a lot to share with our smallholder farmers so that they will improve agri practices and then also in turn produce much more healthy yields, which is very great. So I want to use this opportunity to thank GASIP for organizing such a wonderful seminar for all the VCBs and farmers. Thank you so much.
Being here, I think it's been quite, we've learned a lot, really. And it came at the right time because most of the things discussed there are the challenges that we've been facing, just like we all learned there, you know. And personally, I think I've learned a lot, you know, myself and my colleague, you know. So we are going back with a whole lot of solutions, you know, to the problems we were thinking of. In fact, some of them we even thought we would spend a whole lot of money, you know, finding solutions to. But here we've just learned, for instance, rainwater harvesting. You know, the solution provided here is quite simple and practicable. We are thinking of excavations and all that, but we've learned differently, you know. And then the opportunity also to meet, you know, farmers, you know, other commercial business organizations, you know. We've shared, you know, shared experiences, and we've built a network that will be very, very valuable even after this point, you know. So it's a great thing, and we're happy we're part of it. Thank you.
The objective of the workshop is to raise agribusiness champion for climate change resilience. The truth is, whether we believe climate change exists or not, at least we are seeing the impacts already on agriculture. And it's high time we try as much as possible to cope with it. So it's either we are trying to reduce the impact of the climate variability or climate change on agriculture, or we are trying to remove the impact. So for me, I think this workshop has been very, very, very good for farmers and for VCDs. It's high time we try to inculcate the good practices we have available in agriculture so that it can be more sustainable, if not for us, for the future ahead.
I was here together with other journalists in Kumasi to partake in the GASIP seminar for the value chain drivers. I should say that we journalists have been engaging so much with the farmers on the ground, and most of the challenges that we saw or we see all the time were discussed here. One major thing that we're impressed with was the talk about conservational agriculture, which seems to be the way to go in the drive to address the issues of climate change and productivity on the farms and saving the soil structure. We believe that as journalists, being part of this program has empowered us and has taught us a lot of ways to be part of the education. When we get down there to speak to farmers on their plight, we can also educate them on climate change issues and the fact that there's a need for them to seek support and help from the relevant institutions and individuals for them to improve on the productivity on their farms and also become rich, as we all want, from the farm that they cultivate. Because we believe that farming is a business and the farmers must also enjoy their yield as a business.
GASIP taught a wise to bring commercial business partners together, value chain drivers together, to be built as champions as far as climate change and resilience is concerned. This is because they believe that Ghana is a better place for us all, and we ought to make Ghana a better place and continue to make it a better place. And to make this a better place, we ought to be introduced to some things that would help us achieve success. And to achieve success, especially in my field where I'm into processing and packaging, I experience a lot of flaws during processing and packaging. How do I correct these flaws during processing? I need to go back to the farmers. The farmers need to be taught, they need to be trained, they need to be actually introduced to new or modern technologies as far as planting or cultivation of rice is concerned. My take home will be to educate judiciously my farmers on some of the remedies, strategies, or policies to put in place to help alleviate poor yields or loss of yields. Loss of yields is usually as a result of bad practices we exhibit or execute on our farms. Poor yields can also be as a result of a lot of factors, and these factors were touched on. These factors were revisited and well trained upon, and that is why we call ourselves champions for agribusiness value chain drivers.
I've learned a lot, and in fact, I'm going to transfer this knowledge to my outgrowers who are at the Central Goya District, Fufuzo to be precise. And I know we're going to carry out a whole lot of demonstrations. What we learned over here, what we've seen over here, we're going to carry out a whole lot of demonstrations on the global climate change mitigation measures. I also would like to carry out a demonstration on, let's say, water harvesting, how to mitigate water harvesting, how to improve our soils by using debris and crop residues from our harvest. We protect them from animals, we protect them from bushfire, so that they will in turn decompose to enrich the soil, so that we'll continue using the soil on and on again over the years. And I think this knowledge acquired will help me a lot and help other farmers in and around my operational area for the sustenance of agricultural industry.
Part of this particular workshop where I have had the opportunity to network and to build good relationship with farmers and other facilitators. This has been an opportunity where we have shared ideas and a number of strategies with which we can help resolve some of the challenges we face in this particular climate condition. I'm very grateful to have been part of this, and I truly appreciate it. I commend GASIP for this well done.
I attended this GASIP organized meeting for farmers, and it's been telling a lot of insightful topics that have been discussed on climate change. I think farmers need more of this. We need to be able to mainstream climate change activities and move it from workshops like this to the farm centers where the farmers are, and then if we can make it more practical, visit farmers and then let them see some of the things that we want them to adapt. I believe moving forward, farmers will benefit more and make the training more practical of some of the things that we have seen. But I think GASIP should organize more of such forum. Thank you.
We have really learned a lot in these 2 days. We have learned about how to mitigate these effects of climate change on the yields of our smallholder farmers. We learned about the no-till system. We learned a lot about the conservation of moisture using the straws and the avoidability of the bush burning. So currently we are working with our smallholder farmers to ensure that after this farming season they don't burn their bushes, so as to conserve the straws, which they will plow back into the land as as inorganic fertilizer for the next farming season. We are also working on training these farmers on demonstration farms using the no-till technology.
East region, one of the things that greets you is a land, a bare land, that is occasionally being bent, most often intentionally. And whenever I sit on the radio, those are the things that I cry about, that farmers need to be acquainted with the necessary impact of their activities, especially on climate change. And to mention climate change as part of the major focus of the Ghana agriculture sector investment program, it is revealing to have some of these VCs and farmers come to appreciate the need for them to put into practice, especially that I was very happy when the Director of Agric mentioned agriculture conservation. And I think that is one of the things that farmers need to be abreast with and to grasp and to put into practice. And in doing that, we'll be able to reclaim the land that we continue to destroy. But one of the things I observed is that most of the discussions that went on are things that our farmers know already. The only dislink is putting into practice what they know. And I think that with coming into force, coming here with GASIP, your activities is something that is going to help the farmers to be able to know that, look, we shouldn't just talk about it, but we need to apply what we have learned. And once we do that, we are going to have a great change. And we talk about our weather pattern being wrong, it will change. We are talking about reduced yield, that will change. And so for GASIP, this program is a very nice and a very interesting program that will go a long way to help the farmers if they will put into practice what they have learned. And I'm sure a year, 2 years, by 3 years' time, we will come back here and we'll have great testimonies to give to ourselves with regards to how best some of these impactful sessions have had on our farms and ourselves and our environment at large. Thank you.